Asta don't need his fucking hands. He don't need them when they're broken. He's like, yo, you get, as long as I got my grimoire, my fucking teeth will suffice and all that to take out this motherfucking bitch-ass person who thinks he can take over the Mad Kingdom. Ain't having none of that stuff and all that. Like, I love that. It's just like, oh, arms are broken. Fuck it, teeth. It's like, Asta, like, honestly, at this point, I feel like this is the kind of character where it's like, oh, my hands are broken, I got no teeth to grip with, fuck it, I'll clench my ass cheeks and use the blade that way. Like, this just, I feel like no matter what, he'll use any orifice or use anything in his body that will, like, use it. I'll fucking twitch it with my elbow, I'll hold it with my elbow and my head, swing it like that way. It's like, this guy just, like, you know, got broken arms. I can still take on a guy or two and all that, and it's fine. And, like, either when the introduction, it's like, you know, we got to see what, like, Asta and Yuno, it's like, yo, you got stronger and all that. You're still that goody little two shoes, like, clean fighting and all that. And he's like, you're still fighting styles messy as always. And, like, little Sylvie and all that is just, like, talking like, who the fuck is this kid, alright? Who is it? Is he something to go between us and all that? And it's just like, he's my friend, like, I used to live with him and all that, and it's like, yeah, we studied, took baths, you know, all that typical shit, and he's just like, no way. And I like that Charmy thought this was the great time to make a move on Yuno. It was just like, you know, it was really nice to see you here, I got some sweeties for you, like, have that, and he's just like, thanks, like, and it's just like, even still, like, the girl, like, the little Charmy there, like when he's talking to Silver, it's like, hey, and all that, you use some magic charm on him to make him your plaything, and it's like, you know, like, hey, and all that, like, who you calling the kid and all that, I'm 19 and even older than you, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's 19, oh my god, oh dear. Just like, that's even more concerned. It's like, you're 19 and you look like that, that's something to be concerned of for the Black Bulls. Like, that's, you know, you got Vanessa, and then you got that. You got Charmy, so yeah. I feel like, you know, like when she's like, oh, my sex appeal, like, appeal and all that, I don't need magic. It's like, yo, you know, I hope you don't end up fucking going with that stuff and all that. Or like, in the future, if she ever has a time skip or something, I hope she at least mature into something else. But I feel like Charmy's that joke character that's, even if a time skip or something would happen, she just wouldn't change at all. She would just completely stay the same. And I'm like, anyway, enough of this bullshit and all that, as they go see, oh, it's Rangus, like that. And it's like, you know, find out, like, there is a relation between him and Finral, since they have the kind of sort of same magic where he can use his to an offense, and obviously, you know, we can see and all that with, like, Finral, is that he actually can't use his offense, he uses the teleportation, and it's just like, honestly, most of the, like, Golden Dawn, like, are just assholes. They're just plain assholes, and it's just like, the shame of the family, and it's like, well, it doesn't matter either way and all that, because I'm gonna have to take over our family regardless, and it's just like, shut your dad, like, and every, like, I kind of like that, like, it is giving every character a time to shine. It's like, we're getting introduced, like, bit by bit about each and every character, and I think, like, out of all of them all, the ones that we're kind of running out of, you know, is, like, obviously Finral, Grey, and that big guy that's kind of, like, we haven't seen anything about, that's just, like, kind of a lonely, shy guy. They're the only ones who's like, alright, let's give, like, Finral just a tiny bit of thing, this is all we need to know about, and it's just, like, yeah, like, look at it, you know, like, the Black Bull's, like, hiring kids, and just, like, some poor piece of shit and all that, and it's like, you know, aren't you upset you had to babysit? And at least it was like when Asta was getting pissed off and all that, saying like, who are you calling again? Look at my manly face, and you see that he's doing like the Kochikame eyebrow, and it's like, okay, because this issue came out during like the last chapter of Kochikame, and a lot of people paid their tribute to Kochikame at the end. It was like, alright, let's lie, I don't give a fuck about Kochikame, but I'm like, you know, it's like the Japanese Simpsons, and it's like, it's been there for like, for like 40 years or something, so it's, you know, pay his respect in a chapter, you know, fine, just make it like that. But when Finral was actually standing up, and then he's like, yo, say what you want about me and all that, but you don't say shit about my teammates. And the guy, he couldn't even finish off the slug dude. And I'm like, really, Golden Dawn member? It's like, you're that shit that you couldn't finish him off, and it's just like, wow, he's still alive, and there's people in there, and he's just, and they're like, say this, and he's like, well, gotta make a sacrifice, you'll become Mars to the greater good of the kingdom, and it's like, really? And it's like, it's up to Charmy, like, Finral, and, like, fucking Asta to take care of your sloppy shit that you couldn't finish off, and Asta using his teeth, like, his teeth to get his blade to finish off this guy, to cancel out the magic, and it's like, that's where he was able to do it, and he was like, oh, able to teleport him quickly and get that side swipe on him and finish this guy off and all that. And it's just like, and I kind of like that saying, like, as soon as he was about to fall down, it's like, I like that, you know, like, catched him. He's like, Messi as always, you little kid and all that. And he's just like, and like, Finral's standing out, so we're gonna, like, stand up and all that, saying, you know, we Black Bulls are gonna definitely beat you guys. And he's like, oh yeah. It's like, how can you say anything there? Like, how can his brother say anything at that point when generally they just cleaned up his mess? Something that he couldn't even finish. And like the most interesting part of the chapter was right at the end and all that, when we saw like Yami and like Vengeance now talking, and it was just like, you know, like, hey, you dress all like pretty impressive and all that, Zara, and like, you know, they're having this sort of little chat and all that, and it's just like, yeah, what do you want with me, Yami, and all that. He's like, I'm the type of guy who trusts his gut over everything. And he's just like, Vengeance, take that mask off right now, we need to see that. And it's like, okay, like, so we're actually, you know, like, what's coming onto that? It's like, there's a reason definitely why he's getting the math, and like, I think he's trying to think, like, you know, like, he's trying to say, like, you're definitely a member of, like, you know, what we already know and all that, of the baddies and all that, like, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, whether you're elite or not, because there was people that were saying that, like, the marking on his helmet, that his, like, the bit on his eye looks awfully a lot like what Leet has, and we were showing that, like, definitely with Vengeance and all that, like, what we found with Leet is that Leet was like some sort of like, it was a different kind of race that was like of high like quality of magic, and I wouldn't be surprised if that Vengeance isn't technically a bad guy, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's related. So, like, if he's related to the bad guys or whatsoever and all that. And it's like, that's why he kind of covers up his face, maybe to the fact that it's like, yeah, I don't want anyone knowing that this is my true, like, my identity of that. So maybe that could be, like, where it's going to go at the moment. Honestly, that's where I had the sneaking suspicion, like, where, like, the whole Vengeance thing is. I think it was, like, they were nomads or something they were called. They were definitely, like, some high-quality ass, like, mages and all that. And, like, maybe he might be one of the last few. And maybe, like, the king does know about this, and he's like, well, let's cover it up and all that just to make sure and all that, like, about this situation. So I'm definitely looking forward to like the next chapter of Black Clover. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about what's going to be happening in the next chapter. But that's all from me. Thank you much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys though next time.